Hi everyone, Charlie here with Drug Addictions. I'm going to start my video off as I start them all off. Anything I talk about in here is from personal experience. Any advice I give, it's just things that work for me. In saying this, I just want to apologize for not posting any videos, or I really haven't made anything about my drug addiction channel in a couple weeks. I've had really bad anxiety, a lot of nightmares, and that's what this video is about. So I'm going to start with the nightmares. So when I first quit using drugs, I started having like nightmares as in using drugs. So like after about a month and a half of being clean, they start coming. So I'd fall asleep, go into a deep sleep, and then my nightmare would be me wherever I'm at, usually people that I do know, which is strange because any other normal dream I have, it's people like I do know, but then there's random people that are the nightmarish part. Sorry, when I have nightmares, they're the nightmarish part, but it's usually people that I know and they sell me drugs or they give me drugs and I go to use those drugs in the way that I would, in real life. And I would either, like, I wouldn't get high in my dream, but I'd be using it, whether ingesting it in any way that I did it. I don't want to get into detail. And yeah, it would feel so real, and I would wake up and I'd be like, oh my God, like I just fucked up. I'm this many months clean, and whether it was then a month and a half, 2-3 months, well, it's been happening against, like, in the past 2.5 weeks, I've started getting those nightmares again. Now, I'm not, I've had friends and family who've actually, been down the same path as me, and they've had these nightmares too, where you use and you wake up and you don't get high, and that it pisses you off in your dream because you're not getting high, because you can't control that. In real life, you'd be like, I don't want that, but in your dream, you want to get high and you don't get high, so it makes you angry. Then you wake up, and not only are you pissed off that you didn't get high, and then you start realizing that it was a dream. But then you're pissed off because you're half realizing that it didn't happen, so you think it still did, and then you fucked everything up for those stupid ass drugs that ruined your life in the first place. Anyway, so those were my nightmares a couple weeks ago. Now, this is gonna sound a little crazy, and I don't know if it's had anything to do with what just happened out here in Nova Scotia with the shooting. My girlfriend can actually, attest to this and tell you guys herself that this was happening. Up until the other day when this happened, every night I was having a nightmare about getting killed. Like whether it was being stabbed, hit by a car, some random guy beat me till I died. Like every night for I think four or 5 nights, I would have 1 or 2 dreams. Either I'd fall back into the same nightmare, I guess, not a dream. I'd fall back into the same nightmare and trying to escape that person, or I would go into a completely new one and somebody be trying to kill me. And it wasn't the same person every time. Like it was either somebody I didn't see. In my dream, it was people I knew, but once I woke up, and I wish, I kind of went and I did this before this happened. And as I was, fresh in my memory, because now when I think back on it, I couldn't even explain to you what these people look like or exactly what happened, but that's part of my anxiety why I couldn't do the videos, because of what was going on. But anyway, the point of this is that, yeah, I was having nightmares every night. I had about 9 different nightmares within 4 or 5 nights of me dying, and it scared me. It started giving me anxiety. I started getting freaked out that something was going to happen to me. I was paranoid. Any noise I heard, we live in called Company House out here, but it'd be a duplex back home in Ontario. It's huge, nice place, but you can hear, because it's an older home, you can hear our neighbors, every noise. You can hear them walking up and down the stairs, everything. But after the kids go to bed next door, it's pretty quiet. So I hear noises and stuff, and I have to get up and check. Because after what happened, and this is before this happened, I was like that. But after this happened with this shooter, you never know what's going to happen. That's scary. He was impersonating a police officer. That's petrifying. You know, like, how are you even supposed to stop for a cop now? I personally don't think I would. If I was with my girlfriend, my kids, or anything, I would tell her to keep driving because she's the one with the license, and I would call the police station and ask them if they have a cruiser and to somehow verify that that's what it is. Now, going back to my anxiety, so I had these nightmares up until this happened. So I've had that's okay. I've had nightmares all the way up until this happened. My anxiety level's been through the roof, and I don't know what it is, but I feel scared. I feel stressed. I'm sad. I'm upset. Like, everything. Today I felt great. I felt pretty good today. I've had like small shocks of anxiety, but today I feel great. Aside from how the way I was feeling. So I guess what I'm trying to get at is, you know, when you have anxiety, once you were an addict, your anxiety starts bringing you back to thinking about using again. Now, I haven't thought like, oh, I'm gonna go get high, but when I start thinking, like, when I start getting my anxiety, I start thinking about when I was using, who I was with. It starts stressing me out even more, because then I get those goosebumps and the chills down my back and thinking about, oh my God, like, and to be quite honest with you, if I was in Ontario still, I probably would have ended up using way sooner. Here, I have the perfect life, and I would never go back to drugs, but I know there it would be, my anxiety would kick in, you know, earlier on, like I wouldn't even gotten this far is what I'm saying. Now, even if I was in Ontario, I would never use again, because I've come this far. I've gained so much. I don't want to lose it all. But in Ontario, yeah, I definitely would have the anxiety. So, a word to the wise: if you're a few months clean and you know, don't be afraid of those nightmares. They're gonna come. Talk about them. Talk about them to somebody, anybody, whether it's, you know, your mom, your dad, your siblings, your best friend. And when I say best friend, I don't mean someone else that's still using. I mean somebody that's there for you, that'll sit down and listen. Or sometimes you just can't talk about it. You know, like, it's just easier not to say anything because it freaks you out to even think about it again. But if it gets to the point where it makes your anxiety go through the roof, you need to talk about it. To deal with your anxiety, like right now, I've never been on anything for anxiety. Ever, I don't think. Maybe one time when I was in jail, you know, trying to get something that would help me sleep or whatever, lied to get it, but that wasn't actual anxiety. This, I would hope, you know, I wanted to talk to a doctor, but I'm not going anywhere because of the coronavirus. You know, as bad as I think I need something, today again I'm fine, but I would like to talk to somebody to get something, but I'm not chancing getting COVID-19 because I have anxiety. I have my family here who helps with my anxiety, you know, just thinking about them and how much I love them and how they've helped me through everything, and I don't know where I'd be without them. You know, so they do help my anxiety come down. I guess the best thing I could say to everybody is don't let anything, emotions decide who you are. Don't let them guide your life. If you're stressed out, if you're upset, anything, don't make rash decisions. Don't jump into one direction because you're angry or because you're sad or because you're mad, you know, or stressed or anything. Don't jump into that direction because you're going to regret it, because it's a rash decision. It's something you're making in the moment, and then later on you think about it. And this is another thing too. When I was using drugs, there was things I would say and do, and it never fazed me until I've been clean, that I think back now, like, why would I say that? Why would I do that? But because I was high, I was making rash decisions. Any decision I made was not a thought out decision, aside from trying to hide it from everybody. Everything else that I made, the things I said to people, did, was just normal. You know, but then when I got sober, I was like, wow, why did I make those decisions? Why did I do those things? Why did I say those things? You know? But to all those families out there that lost loved ones with this mass shooting in Nova Scotia, my condolences. My heart goes out to all of you. Me saying my nightmares, I'm not saying it had anything to do with it, but I just, it freaked me out, and it's sad that this happened, and that it was literally the day before. My nightmares stopped the day before, and then this happened. I don't know if, I'm not a big religious person or anything like that. I believe in a higher power and everything like that. I believe in a God. I don't know if maybe something was getting crossed over, and there's nothing I can do, nothing like that. I just, it breaks my heart to know that I was so worried about my life. I was scared for the few days because I didn't know, it's one thing to have one nightmare, but to have them every night, for 4 or 5 nights, I had about 2 a night. And it was petrifying. So I just, it breaks my heart that I was so worried about myself. I mean, I didn't know any of those people that passed away, and again, my heart goes out to you guys. So there's nothing I could have done anyway, but it breaks my heart to know that other people lost their lives when I was so worried about mine. In saying this, I hope everyone would stay safe out there. Keep your heads up. Just try to move on in life, and when I say that, I don't mean with those people that lost family and friends. I mean, if you got clean, don't let anything keep you from being clean. Just move forward. Don't let emotions and feelings change the person who you are and make you make bad decisions. All right? Thank you, everybody.